welcome to my channel. If you're here for the first time, welcome back if you've been following. Happy fall, y'all. All y'all, sorry. It's the first day of fall. I'm so excited. But I digress. It is Monday, so you know we do a children's book. In my class we have just moved into the Making Friends unit. So today we were talking about Virgil and Owen. Virgil, oh no, I turned the page. Virgil and Owen by Paulette Bogan. Remember a few tips. Always, kids gotta learn how to use a book. So when you're reading, part of reading to your kids is teaching them how to use a book. So make sure they know where the cover is. The back is, they start at the beginning of the book and turn one page at a time. They start on the left hand side, you go left to right, top to bottom. It's very hard for kids, but they can learn it if you work with them. So those are some tips. But Virgil and Owen, friendship unit, so you can guess this is a good book that you can use to discuss how to be a good friend. So labeling, there are a lot of different animals in this book. Well, I guess not a ton, but I would label the animals. So the first page you're introduced to Virgil and Owen. First I'd be like, what animal is that? Virgil's a penguin, so they can label penguin. And he said he found a polar bear. So my real question is, what did Virgil find? Again, remember, as you're asking questions, it is okay to like point to the page of what answer you're looking for. That helps them learn. And then related to them, have you ever found something that you wanted to keep, right? Because normally you want multiple reads. The first time you're just labeling. Second time you're asking like recall or prediction questions. The third time around, normally you're trying to relate it to them. Second page. There are some new animals, but I would wait till the next page. This I would label like what they're doing. I'd be like, where are they going? I might say over there, but just get them like labeling the ice, like, or what is Virgil doing? He's hopping. Says, you're my polar bear, said Virgil, come with me. So my recall question is, what does he want Virgil to do? Come with him. What, you can ask him like, what do you like to do with things that are yours? You like to play with them? Right? This one, it actually names what there's like some birds. They're called terns. So this is a page that I would label the terns. They're splishing and splashing. So like, what are they doing? They said swimming, which, you know what? I would accept that. And then, do you like to go swimming? And I kind of always pointed out Virgil. It said, because it says Virgil did not laugh. So I'd always be like, is Virgil happy? No. And again, you're my polar bear, come with me. This one you could probably point out that Virgil is the polar bear. Sorry, because you don't know his name yet. You will learn his name. But that he's wet. So you could be like, oh no. They're both wet. Just to label wet. Nouns, verbs, adjectives. You're just trying to get them to label things. You can either ask, what does Virgil want? Because again, he says, come with me. Or why are they wet? So they can remember that they were just splishing and splashing. Yeah, prediction questions. Do you like when you're all wet? Obviously no. This page I would label the seals. And then what is he doing with the seals? He's slipping and sliding. Sledding, essentially. So you could be like, have you ever slipped and slided in the snow? Or do you like to play in the snow? But again, Virgil did not have fun. I always point that out. Because that is the point of the book. Again, he said, you're my polar bear. Come with me. This one, from my view, might just label in general animals, like who's following him, because the terns and the seals are following him. You can either, and then again, what does Virgil want? Just to get him repetition. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Recalling him, this might be hard, but like, just, have you ever had a lot of people to play with? I don't know. This one you label the penguins. I mean, we already labeled penguins. You could be like, oh, what is it? And they'll say more penguins. Recall, what are they doing? They're ice skating. Related to them, have you ever been ice skating? And then this one, Virgil says, stop it. Says Virgil, you're my polar bear. Come with me. So I always point out, is that being a good friend? Like yelling at our friends? No. Like, prediction question. So I kind of asked more than 3 questions, but like, is Owen, is the polar bear gonna want to play with him? We're like, no. And he says no. So yeah, they predicted. No, said the polar bear, my name is Owen. So I always ask, what's the polar bear's name? Just so they can remember. Owen. And then you could really have been like, have you ever not liked something a friend did? You can get them advocating for themselves, teaching them, this is a good page to teach them how to advocate. Like, oh, if a friend's doing something, like yelling at us, doing something we don't like, we need to tell them. This page, it's just Virgil doing a lot of different things because he's mad. So I kind of don't ask too many. But you could, like, how's Virgil feeling? So they could label that emotion. Then what is he doing because he's mad, right? He's stomping, he kicked, and he jumped up and down. And this one has no words, but I like to point out, what did Virgil do? He took a break, right? He laid down. He's taking a breath, which is what we can do if we're angry. We can take a step back, take a breath. And then Owen asked him to play. So be like, I mean, it's hard to label because it's all the same thing. So at this point, I'm not really labeling things. But I guess you could label, where are the birds? Because there's one on top of a penguin and one on top of Owen, the polar bear. So you can maybe label on top of, where are the birds? Oh, they're on their heads. Label that one. My recall question is, what does Owen want? He wants to play with him. And then talk about, have you ever asked a friend to play? How did it go? And talk about how that's a good way to be a friend, right? Asking somebody who's not playing. And then everyone dipped and dived, splashed and swam and played together. So this one, you're gonna, what are they doing? They're playing. Or the emotion. How's everyone feeling? Happy. Label those. Maybe I would do, how's everyone feeling? Happy. Why are they happy? Right? What happened? They're all playing together. Until, listen to me, Owen, said Virgil, you're not my polar bear. This one you could point out like, ooh, look, how are they feeling? Because everyone's like, a little like, ooh, shocked. They don't know how he's going to take it, right? And then kind of get him to think about what Virgil said, right? He's not a polar bear. And then you can be like, has anyone ever said something that you weren't sure about? And I know there are 3. That might be a little older question, but it says, you are my friend. Right there. Talking nicely. So what did Virgil call Owen? Friends. How do you know they're friends? Maybe you could get him labeling like he's being very soft with them. How many friends do you have? You could ask them. Well, maybe that might make someone feel bad. They might feel. And then everyone cheered. We are all friends. I just kind of asked one question on this page. So what happens when we play with everybody? And they're like, everyone's happy, yay! So that is Virgil and Owen. If you like this, please give it a big thumbs up, and share this video, especially with somebody who could use it. It's just a fun book. The kids love it. And yeah. If you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because why not? And if you haven't yet, hit the notification button so you can get notified of all my videos. Monday, Wednesday, Saturday are my days, but that way you don't forget. And as always, I'd love to hear from you. I don't know. I would just love to hear from you. Your experience about this book, any similar books. Or you know what? I don't know. Never mind. We're not going to go there. But just thought I'd love to hear from you guys. And recommendations on books. I'll save what I was going to say for another video. So, I'll see you next time. Bye.